Welcome back to another deep dive.
Glad to be here.
Today we're taking a look at something that's really captured a lot of imaginations lately, and honestly mine too, quantum computing.
It's certainly a hot topic.
It is. And you know our listeners, always hungry for those cutting-edge, futures now kind of topics. So we got to ask, what is quantum computing?
Okay, so, at its core, quantum computing uses the principles of quantum mechanics
Right.
to process information, but it does it in a fundamentally different way than our everyday computers.
So like my laptop right here,
Yeah.
that's using a whole different set of rules.
Exactly. Imagine a regular computer like an abacus.
Okay, I can see that. Beads, moving them around, yeah.
You got it. And it's great for simple calculations. But
Yeah.
then picture a quantum computer, like a supercomputer.
Oh, wow. Okay, so a huge leap in processing power.
A massive leap. And that's because quantum computers use these things called qubits.
Qubits. I've heard that term thrown around.
Yeah.
It's not just a cuter name for bits, right?
No, not at all. Qubits leverage quantum phenomena, things like superposition and entanglement.
Now, those sound like straight-up sci-fi terms.
They do, don't they? But they're very real. Superposition, for instance, allows a qubit to be in multiple states at the same time.
What? So it's like it's both a 1A and D, a 0 simultaneously?
Precisely. That's mind-bending for our classical brains, but it's what gives quantum computers their incredible power.
Okay, yeah, my brain is definitely bending a bit here, but I'm trying to wrap my head around it. So with these qubits doing multiple things at once, that's what leads to that crazy speed advantage we always hear about.
It is. Think of it like this. Let's say you're trying to find the best route through a maze. A classical computer would try each path one by one.
Okay, that'll take a while.
Right, it could take a very long time. But a quantum computer, it could explore every path simultaneously, finding the solution much faster.
Whoa, I'm starting to see the potential here. But let's get practical. What real-world problems can this actually solve?
Oh, tons. Let's start with materials science.
Ooh, interesting. Quantum computers can simulate how molecules interact at an incredibly detailed level. This could lead to the design of revolutionary new materials.
Give me an example. Hit me with a use case.
Imagine a solar panel coating that can absorb nearly 100% of sunlight.
Really? Wow.
That would drastically increase efficiency and make solar energy even more viable. Or think about batteries that can store vastly more energy.
Okay, electric cars suddenly got a whole lot more appealing.
Exactly. And then there's the field of pharmaceuticals.
Right, huge potential there. Faster drug discovery, all that.
Right now, designing new drugs is a long and expensive process. But a quantum computer could potentially simulate complex molecular interactions much faster, accelerating drug discovery and potentially leading to cures for diseases we struggle with today.
Okay, so we've got energy, we've got medicine. Where else is this quantum magic going to shake things up?
Well, one area that's causing a lot of buzz
Yeah.
and some concern is cybersecurity.
Yeah, I was going to bring that up. Quantum computers cracking all our passwords and stuff. It's not quite that simple, but the concern is valid. Many of our current encryption methods rely on mathematical problems that are very difficult for classical computers to solve.
But not so tough for these quantum whiz kids.
Exactly. A powerful enough quantum computer could potentially break these encryption algorithms, making our sensitive data vulnerable.
So is it like a ticking time bomb? Like, are we just waiting for the quantum apocalypse?
Not necessarily. The good news is that this threat has spurred a lot of research into quantum-resistant cryptography.
Oh, so like an arms race then. They build a better code breaker, we build a better code.
You got it. So while it's a serious challenge, it's also driving innovation in the cybersecurity field.
All right, that makes me feel a little better. But I got to ask, with all this potential, when will we actually see quantum computers become, an everyday thing?
That's the million-dollar question.
Is it 5 years out? 10?
Mm-hmm.
50? It's tough to predict with certainty, but most experts believe we're still at least 10 to 20 years away from widespread use.
Oh, wow. Okay. Further out than I thought. It's because building and scaling these machines is incredibly complex. There are significant technical hurdles to overcome, like maintaining the stability of those qubits we talked about. They're very sensitive.
Yeah, I imagine those quantum particles aren't too fond of just hanging out and doing what we want.
Exactly. So while progress is being made, there's still a lot of work to do.
Okay, so 10, 20 years out, that means we have some time to prepare, right? To figure out how to handle this tech responsibly.
Absolutely. We need to consider the ethical implications, the potential societal impacts, and ensure that quantum computing is developed and used for good.
It's like any powerful tool, right? We have to use it wisely.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's why it's so important to have these conversations now to raise awareness and start thinking critically about the future.
You've given us a lot to think about today. It's clear that quantum computing has the potential to change, well, pretty much everything. It's exciting, a little bit scary, but definitely something we need to be paying attention to.
I agree. And the best thing anyone can do right now is to stay curious, keep learning, and engage in these conversations about the future.
Great advice. Thanks for joining us for this deep dive into quantum computing.
Yeah.
And